make it easier to line up.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so back in the day when you see the producers do that little, I don't know what it's called, and they go, cut!
3, 2.
Yeah, so when they cut at the end, I guess it's part of sound design, so you can see the spike, so you clap, and then you can line up the video and the audio. So that's what that's all about. Sorry for not warning you.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm Aubrey, and welcome to the Go See podcast.
I'm Jordan. And
we have a squealing, splashing baby in the bathtub. We are coming to you from Mexico on a 51 Formosa. And we're just bobbing out here in the bay. And yeah, it's been just us girls, but not for long.
This is true. I have a visitor coming. We all have a visitor coming because this is a small space. So
Jordan has a man friend that is going to visit her. And the reason that I'm excited is because he's bringing a lot of boat parts.
He's pretending to be Santa Claus. So that, I mean, I'm excited to have him here. But that was one of the things that preempted an earlier than planned trip. It was like, what if we sent you 2 suitcases worth of boat products?
I don't know. It's going to be some interesting logistics having him get into Mexico with all of those parts. We have a TIP, which is a temporary import permit. Temporary import permit. Mm-hmm. And it's about $300. And they tell you that you're allowed to bring boat parts in without getting taxed for them. So we're going to send that to him. It just depends on what agent you get when you come through, but yeah, we're gonna fill him full of hopes and dreams that he's not gonna get the old shakedown.
Yes.
So how long have you known this gentleman? And what I think is interesting and why I'm bringing this up is because, you know, dating while you're traveling is fun, challenging, and definitely different than how most people do it.
Yeah. Where do we start? Well, I've known him for almost 14 years now. And it is not traditional in any sense. It's always just been kind of an on and off. If we're single and free at a certain time in the year, then we will try to see each other. But we live very different lives, and we have not been able to figure out how to meld those lives. So it's a beautiful thing because there's not a lot of pressure, but there's a lot of layers to it.
So for me, I have found that when I meet somebody that I like and that I would like to see where it goes, it becomes this really intense thing, mostly because I'm about to leave soon. So do you like me enough to come sailing around the world?
Haven't you gotten people to like quit jobs, get fired?
Yeah, I'm like, what would it look like if we just sailed into the sunset together? Also nice to meet you.
What's your mom's name?
Yeah, exactly. So it's been challenging and exciting. And, you know, you really should get to know somebody really well before you move in with them. But a sailboat really is a different setting, right? Like you have people come on as crew and sail with you where you really get to know them intimately. And then there's this point where if you have a connection with them, you decide, are they going home or are they sailing on with you? And it's kind of a pressure cooker for relationships. And I know those of you that follow me on Sailing the Sloan Star have had a lot of things to say about my past relationships. And, you know, I think that's just the answer is that, relationships get really intense in a small space, and we don't really have a lot of options when we are traveling all the time. It's like, let's do this thing. Let's see if it works out. Hail Mary. And yeah, so it sounds like that's what you have been doing with this gentleman.
Yeah. And actually, like going back to that a little bit too, what you're saying is I think that we also, because we live non-traditional lives, like you and I, we've traveled a lot. We kind of live a Hail Mary lifestyle. I think everything that we do is kind of, it's not Hail Mary, but it's like we're not sitting in a stationary house with a lot of time to decide if we want to do things. Like it's a now or not situation.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
that door real quick.
Not a lot of percolating, as they say. You hear that creaking in the background. We've got an open cabinet door. Thank you very much. So, yeah, it's been interesting. I have had these whirlwind romances that have turned into something else, like some long-term relationships that I wasn't expecting. And that's been really cool. But it's been, I've been also doing it publicly, right? Like I've been on YouTube for
Yeah.
a decade. And so I share my life. I don't really keep a whole lot private. And that has added an extra layer for me with things. So welcome to that.
Yeah, I was real thankful about not having to do that up until this point. It's been nice. I've never really thought about it until you were just saying it. I never, like, I've had my whirlwinds. I used to make a joke about living in a seasonal vacation place. Just call me Tay Diggs, and how Stella got her groove back. And they were fun, and they were whirlwinds, and I was vacation girlfriend, and everybody's having a great time. And then we tragically parted ways, and it was perfect. But yeah, I didn't have a camera watching.
Yeah, and
All that.
I don't think that it's abnormal to have, you know, many romances in your life, but that's contrary to what a lot of people's opinions have shown and have been showcased across my social media, that I should have found the right person on the first try and then, you know, stuck it out for 30 years for better or worse. And, you know, I would love that, but that just hasn't been my story. And, you know, I was talking to the last gentleman that sailed with us, and we were talking about relationships. And, you know, he said, it takes years. I forget what he said, like 6 years or something crazy, 5 years, 2 years, whatever it was, to get to know someone. But the main point of that was years. And I had been taking weeks and kind of making a decision on whether or not I wanted to move forward with the person. And I think that's been the kind of the crux. Oh, jet skis.
Ooh, speaking
Party
of
time.
vacation.
I think that's kind of been the crux and the bane of my dating, is that I haven't taken a lot of time to let things unfold and to see if I wanted to move forward after that time had passed. So that's me. But I find this on and off again. Would we call it that?
Eggs.
Eggs are done.
Eggs are done. We got all sorts of noises happening right now.
You know, very interesting because, you know, you guys have, like, he's had long-term girlfriends. You have not had any boyfriends.
Yes, I was married at one point. We like just called it. I thought him and I were done.
Okay.
That was early on though. That was many years ago now. But yeah, we've dated long-term other people and stayed friendly, not in a lot of communication by any means. It was respectful to everybody. But we've always been friends. That's the thing. We continue to stay friends, no matter what.
Well, it seems like you really care about him, because you made a comment, and I don't know if I can say this publicly, but you said that you really hope he finds somebody that he can settle down with and be with for a long time, and you would be happy for him and to kind of let him go and release him into that relationship forevermore.
Yeah, I mean, if that, like, I want him to be happy, and whether it is with me or somebody else, that's the journey. Like, I don't want to hold him back from anything, but I want him to be happy, and I can't offer him stability that he might be looking for.
I think stability is a bad word for it, because I think of myself as a stable person, and I have stability in my life, even though my life is non-traditional. It's not the white picket fence. So, you know, I don't think that it's instability, right, that you have. I just think that it's uncommon and outside of the norm.
Unconventional.
Yeah, and it's maybe something different than what he's looking for. Someone to pull the weeds in the garden, you know?
And he's not a conventional guy by any means. But yeah, ultimately I just want him to be happy. So, you know, however it works out. We always just joke, and a lot of our friends do too, that we'll just be together when we're old.
Yeah, that's sweet. I was kind of like that with Blake's, my son's father. But actually, you know, and to that point, he just met somebody, and I know he doesn't watch this, and neither does she, but I have been wanting him to find a woman that cares for him and loves him and loves my son and is that traditional wife, mother person that he needs in his life. But there's also been this little sting, because we've been really close friends, and he's distanced himself from me. And I'm like, wait a second, like, we chat about Blake, we chat about, you know, what's going on in his life and his business. And, you know, it is a partnership and a relationship that's non-sexual, not romantic, but it's very intimate. And because he's a good guy, he's really stepped back from that intimacy that he had with me, and I'm really sad.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's this weird...
Multi-layered.
Yeah.
Multi-layered.
It's weird. And speaking of the fathers of my children...
Where are you going with this
I think the battery on the camera is going to die too.
Oh, good.
And we'll take a short break, and Jordan can stop me from talking if that needs to happen. We're walking down the street in Barra Navidad. Navidad?
Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sorry for singing here. Don't switch off. This is a great story. You have to hear this.
It is.
Okay, so we're walking down the main road by the Malecon. I tuck in. I'm looking at some Segunda, which is like a secondhand shop where we didn't pack the right way. We thought we were going to be here for 3 weeks, and it's been 3 months. We're going to go back and get parts and things. So anyways, we're walking down the street, and Jordan hears, take the story away. I mean, this is firsthand from you.
Aubrey walks into this little dark Segunda. It's morning time. We're actually on a mission for coffee. I think. Classic. And I've got Violet. We're holding hands, and we're kind of on the street. And above the Segunda is like a row. It's a layer.
And for those of you, that are just joining us, Violet is my 15-month-old daughter.
Yes.
And
let's back up.
Yeah, let's back up a little bit. And her father and I didn't work out for a multitude of reasons, and we can go into that in some other podcast. But I haven't seen him in a while. And I'd never met his family. He had kind of kept his family separate from me. So he was just this isolated island of a man that I fell in love with, and just didn't have any correlation or anything with his family. So carry on.
So I've got Violet's hand. We're on the street, and the apartments above, there's a man up there, and he's on his balcony, and he's looking down at us, and he asked me, "Is that Violet?" And I look at him, and my first thing in my head...
it's in English, right?
It's in English, not Spanish. And I'm thinking back to the marinas. She's running for mayor everywhere we go. So she's made a lot of friends along the way, and I'm trying to place him. I'm like, where did we meet you? How do we know you? And my face has obviously got a bunch of questions on it, and I haven't responded yet. And then he asks again, "Is that Violet?" And he must at this point understand from my facial expression that yes, it's Violet, but I'm not answering because I don't know him. And he just says in his English Spanish that he's Esteban's father.
Okay, so this is Telemundo, right?
Really
we are
is.
now just in a telenovela. And I step out of the Segunda, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I've seen a picture of him, and I'm like, this is Esteban's father. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because Esteban and I are not talking. I'm kind of mad at him. There's some things going on. And his father comes down, and he's like, "Yo es tu abuelo, Telemundo."
God, he's so animated.
He's so animated, and he's a lot. So I end up not filming any of this. I'm just blindsided, and he's like, "This was meant to be. This is the universe aligning." And he's very dramatic. I don't disagree with him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100% was supposed to happen.
Yeah. So we asked him to show us where the coffee shop is. I'm like, I don't know where else to. Maybe we have a cup of coffee together. So he walks us 6 miles across town, and he doesn't speak English.
No, very, very little.
Very little English. And he and I are not that far apart in age. Esteban and I are 10 years apart, and Edgar and I are 9 years apart. So he had Esteban when he was 18. And yeah, so anyways, that just to give you a little context. So 2 miles into this walk, he is irritating the living hell out of me, because I see that all of the things that really frustrated me, made me struggle in my relationship with Esteban, is just playing out on Edgar. And I'm like, okay, so oddly enough, I don't know why, I'm starting to have a little bit of forgiveness for Esteban, because now I'm seeing where it's coming from. So we're trying to have this conversation. He's like, he calls his mother. So this is Abuela Lily. And he's like, oh my gosh, my family has been wanting to see Violet. Let me call my girlfriend. So before we know it, we are
we've been whirlwinded in.
Yeah. So now we're going to meet this extended Mexican family. 20 people show up. There's this fish fry.
Cousins.
It's like a quinceañera for a baby, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So
nativity scenes everywhere.
It's just wild. And he has a really lovely family, and I just don't know why he didn't want to share
Yeah.
them. But that's like a whole nother personal thing we can get into possibly on another day. But I had this like feeling of forgiveness for him because I see a lot of the reason why he is the way he is. And it's because of his dad. His dad means well. He's like a cartoon character though, of this like machismo,
Gosh.
like just has like maybe not a great opinion about women in general, but like tells a lot of sexual jokes, like to a crowd, like in front of his like 75-year-old mother.
And all of his sisters.
He
has
only
a bunch
has
of
sisters.
He only has sisters. It's so shocking to me that like
It's strange.
nobody is put a pillow over him in his sleep at night and just let it stay.
I know. So, there's some tears, there's some laughter, there's a lot of healing, I think, for me, because it really put a lot of the pieces together. And Edgar's girlfriend, she's from Canada. Is that right?
I think originally, but she's been in Latin America for a long time.
So she speaks English and Spanish like very fluently. So she's, fortunately or unfortunately, translating for Edgar, which is making me just want to strangle the living daylights out of him. But how it ended was that I was like, we should probably get Esteban to come here. He hasn't seen his grandmother in years. Like he's estranged from his whole family. And why that is another story, but it's kind of a him thing. They love him. And so I tell him that he should probably come see his daughter and his grandmother. So he shows up. So take it away from here.
He shows up and almost gets himself murdered because lost in translation or just lost in...
No, he wanted it to be a surprise. He wanted to
a
romantically...
3 a.m. romantic surprise.
No, but like we're not in that space. Like he's not romantically surprising me. I want to like romantic surprise him with a fillet knife through my window. You know what I mean? Like...
So it's 3 a.m.
No one has any idea that he's actually...
but we think we're meeting him on land the next day.
Yeah. He's taking a bus. It's like a 6-hour bus ride or something,
It's a
which
journey.
is sweet.
And then also he has to then get into the town, and if he was to come to us, he has to find a boat.
We're on an anchorage in the middle of an estuary, like
he's not just
mile away
paddling there. He didn't bring a board. Like there's a lot. It's dark. It's so 3 a.m. I wake up to a panga this far out of my porthole. Just lights, this jolly old fisherman.
I hear a scuffle and I see like lights flashing in the window, and that's never a good sign. I mean, I've sailed around the world. I'm like, freaking pirates.
And I start yelling, "Oye, atrás!" And I'm just like yelling words out here in this
tacos, burritos, alto.
No, 2 words. I'm like, "Hey," and get back. And the pangero, he's just like, jolly, like, "Oh, I just dropped off a caballero," like
which
a
cowboy.
And I'm like, "What?" And I like yell at Savannah to get up. I come out here, and like as I'm coming up the companionway, Esteban.
Okay, so then I'm just like, I'm looking at him and I've got daggers in my eyes because now my sweet lady crew, my girls, my ladies are freaking pissed. And I'm like, okay, how do I diffuse this situation? Because if I go for him right now and just yell at him, everyone's going to like jump on him and just tear him apart like piranhas. And I'm like, okay, get in the room. And so he's been on a bus for like 6 or 8 hours. He smells like he has been. And so I'm like, okay, put on some of my pajamas. So he puts on my pajamas. I yell at him a little bit. I'm like, go to bed. So I shut the door so he doesn't get murdered by the girls. And he wakes up in my pink boxer shorts and like some crop top t-shirt.
I mean, all I think is Christopher Maloney, Wet Hot American Summer with the crop top.
Oh my God. So I'm like, wake up and I'm like, listen, I love these girls. And if they don't like you, you have to leave. So you better get up and make coffee and probably wear that outfit so you can get them to laugh. Jordan's not having it. She is she's like, I'm fake being nice. So I'm like, you're not faking anything. But I guess the long and the short of it is that we ended up spending like 3 great days together.
Yeah, by day like 2.5, I came all the way around.
Yeah, he was on his best behavior, and I have found a lot of understanding for him. And ultimately, for our children's sake, if relationships don't work out, we want to have a great relationship with our co-parent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So for those of you that are watching on video, the camera just died. We're going to switch over to audio.
Bye.
Bye. And you want to have a great relationship with the parent, the other parent of your child. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. But also you don't want to let someone walk all over you. So I said, listen, you are welcome to come and be here whenever you want. You can spend the night. We will feed you. We will love you. But as soon as, you are not behaving yourself or, acting kindly, or, if you're taking more than you're giving, then you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to be around as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So he has an open invitation to come and see Violet. He was really great, and he was really engaged. And I'm not a man, obviously, but I imagine that it's hard for some men to connect with really young children that aren't talking and expressing and playing yet, because they're not maybe innately nurturers. And so where I'm going with this is that I'm seeing a shift in him in how he interacts with her, because she's getting older now and he knows how to engage with playing and things like that. So maybe that's part of the turning point. Maybe he's just growing up, right? Like he's 30.
He's young still.
I mean, having a child, definitely changes a person. So maybe he is growing up. But, I took the long way around to say this, but he came up with this idea. Well, he wants to sail around the world. He was inspired by me to want to sail. So he wants to buy a little boat and take himself around the world. And I said, well, why don't you follow us? Why don't you tandem sail? And, he's probably going to have I'm going to make sure he gets a much smaller and slower boat. So he's a couple days behind us. Keep that magic alive. But I thought, you know what? How romantic. If you are able to cross the Atlantic and come see us and, tootle around from Anchorage to Anchorage and have your own space. That's actually a really beautiful story, and I might find even more forgiveness.
Yeah, and also it's it's a way to prove that you genuinely want to be part of your daughter's life instead of just...
It's a big way to prove it, man. Sailing around the world.
Yeah. But I mean...
Yeah. Got
a little bit of making up to do.
Yeah, so that is kind of where I'm at. I had this moment. I mean, maybe this is too personal, but after I had Violet, I was like, I'm never going to have somebody, I don't know, how do I word this and stay PC, but romantic in my life. Maybe it's going to be 5-6 years when Violet's older. And I kind of had a little bit of sadness of loss, because I can't imagine introducing somebody new in her life just because of all of the past struggles that I've been through with my older children and trying to find that right person, and how it added strain to my relationship with them.
Yeah.
And so now in this setting with you girls, I just feel like it's perfect, and I don't want to mess that up. But I also miss that closeness and that intimacy with a man. And I really hope that, he does follow us around the world in his little boat, and I can also have that connection like you're about to have with this long-term person that is a supporting role but isn't necessarily with you all the time. And I know I don't know how people feel about that or what that is, but Esteban said, we'll be like Frida, is it Frida Kahlo? And I'm like, I think that relationship was really bad. And he's like, and I can have a monkey. I'm like, I think it was her monkey, but the point is,
Don't split hairs here.
We're not splitting hairs. They had 2 different houses. If it's a famous Mexican artist, 2 artists that found each other, and it was a horrible relationship, but they had 2 houses. And so this was his romantic thought and idea, which I think is really sweet, and I hope comes to fruition. And I am, having some daydreams about helping him find a boat and giving him some pointers on how to fix it up and get it ready to do a big crossing. So that's a year or 2 out, and hopefully that keeps his interest. But I don't know. We'll see.
So the long of it, the short of it, the of it, dating and romantic relationships abroad, challenging, layered.
Yeah, well, even just maybe
nuanced.
not even abroad, but on the move.
On the move, yeah, not abroad. It's a long distance, but it's also a moving.
Right, because
distance.
if we weren't moving, I think it would be a lot easier to, put your toe in the water a little bit, as it were, with relationships or with a person, and not have to take them with you if you wanted it to be something really serious and long term.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as we move forward, we've also got Savannah on board, and part of me, I want for her happiness so much, but also I'm like, maybe you're just is spinster the right word, where you never get married and you're you're
trying to Do I teach short time, good time?
I know, like
we don't know.
She's 10 years, 12 years younger than us, 13 years younger than us.
You're 28. Let's do the math on
Yeah.
that.
So, there's a lot of experience in relationships usually between where she is and where we are, and we're just like, don't bother. No, but
we don't want to be like the old like scorned, because we're not scorned. I love love. Love is the best. Love is the funnest.
Addicted to limerence, as they
my
say.
Gosh.
Yeah. So that summer, I mean, we're living a summer romance kind of forever, right? Like we're chasing summer. We are in vacation spots.
Some people chase like the endless summer for surf. We're just out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Chasing limerence. It's changed for me a lot now, seeing the kind of things that I would change with my older kids and how I was looking for that father figure and for that my other half. And I don't want to do that with Violet at all. Obviously, I think it's going to have to take a lot to disturb my peace, right? To and I don't know if that person even exists. If there is somebody that could come into my life that would tick all the boxes enough for me to change and disrupt what we have going right now, because it's so cool and so beautiful. And I'm so excited to embark on this new adventure with a bunch of girls and a baby on a boat.
Yeah, it's similar. I always say, like, I can't imagine I'm so excited to maybe meet this person one day, because they're going to have to bring so much to the table, because my cup is already so full with all of my friends and non-romantic relationships and companions and adventure partners and everything. I can't imagine what that person is going to have to offer.
It's funny. I hope this busts the myth of us being lesbians.
You have to listen all the way to the end to hear it. Spoiler, we're not.
Oh, it's funny. When we were in Puerto Escondido a couple sailing seasons ago, fixing up Murphy, and we found this like wind sock or two wind socks on the boat that just happened to be rainbow. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, these are pretty. And I'm flying them from the back of the boat, and I start getting these messages, and they're like, "Are you and Jordan a couple? Have you broken up with Searle and now like you're into women?" And I'm like, no, why would you think that? And I'm like looking at us interact, and I'm just like, I can't figure it out. I'm like, why? I mean, we're not like googly eyed at each other. We're not like touching each other's arms. Like, what is this? And I can't figure it out till like the end of the season. And I've got like 2 gay pride flags off the back of the boat. I like rainbows,
Yeah.
I don't know. And so for as much as I wish that I could just be your husband or your wife.
Would it make things easier? Seemingly, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into men. Mm-hmm. I'm into men.
Ditto.
So that's
cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yes. So I'm sorry for all of you out there that were hoping that we were lesbians. We are not. We are not. So we do have our visiting men, and there's, I think there's some cultures out there that kind of do it that way. They have some kind of female tribe kind of deal, and they have the men come in and visit and help, and then they leave. So that's where we're at in this moment. Are we anti-man? Absolutely not. No.
Excited for my friend to be here for lots of reasons. Also, to have him do some chores that we've been putting off.
Yeah. I mean, your bunk is really close to Savannah's bunk.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something else out.
They're like, we're going to go beach camping.
I'm going to just send you guys to town for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I say, don't you need to go grocery shopping?
Mm-hmm.
That is code for perhaps you should go somewhere.
Okay. All right. Just stay out of the captain's quarters.
We've got other places.
All right. So if you're wondering why we're in a super secluded Anchorage in a couple weeks, that is why. So maybe we'll just drag you guys behind in the dinghy. I'm not sure. I hope he's nice.
Time out dinghy?
Yeah. I don't know him. I think it's going to be fun. She's she's told me that he really likes doing woodwork, and that's
Well, he's a carpenter by trade.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got this. I don't know if he's gonna have time for you with this laundry list of like honeydews that we've got going on.
It's rapidly growing.
Yeah. He's like, I'm tired.
No time. No time for tired.
Yeah. So, anyways, we are looking forward to this next couple weeks of just us girls before that changes for a little bit. He's only going to be with us for a short while, but I think it's going to be fun. It'll be a way to break things up a little bit and get all of the parts that we need to fix this old girl so we can keep sailing, which is probably what our next podcast is going to be. So stay tuned to find out what we will be doing on Houdini so that she can keep going. She's a 1977 51 Formosa, a classic ketch that we're sailing around the world. And there goes the bilge. All right, you guys. I'll see you next time.